They do. They treat me really good. But sometimes you don't always make everyone happy, and you'll catch a lot of flack. I told a friend of mine just recently, I feel like I got a big X on my back. Like, Satan's just is. But what we're doing is huge impact on kids. And so you got to really keep a reality check in. Why am I doing this? And it's for the Lord and for His glory. So that's a big one. Okay? I'm moving kind of fast, and I'm sorry. I talk fast, but I get nervous. Okay. So about our one leaders. Mike and Melissa are the two in the back, and they are parents of triplets. It's an awesome story. You should ask them about that. They're very helpful in keeping order to our practices. And then the other three girls that you see there is Jenna, Ashley, and Allison. And they're my little technique girls. And I want to talk about each of them individually a little bit, but Mike and Melissa are just the core of this. They really help me in a lot of different ways. Mike is a sergeant from the U.S. Marine Corps. And so I want to tell you, if you have anybody in the military, ask them to help you. I'm serious about that. He is very militant. And when you watch our kids perform today, he's like, get that stick up there. Get it higher. But anyway, he does. He helps keep order to the chaos, which sometimes this group can bring, because you got those boys that are, getting into teenage years. So he is my order guy. He keeps everything in line. So, and now Jenna, in the middle, she is a color guard. She was a color guard in her high school band. So somebody like her would be a great person to ask to help out. Ashley is a preschool teacher, and so she knows how to tell them to sit down and be quiet. And then Allison in the front, she is a basketball coach, so she knows what it is to be diligent in practice, and it is important, and we'll get to that later, but our practice schedule. But and she interacts well with the kids because she's a basketball coach, so she really knows how to talk to the kids and handle the kids. So we get along very well. We just seem to gel, and I think that's important, that leaders understand each other. When you're working together like this with this age group, we work well together. We like each other, we bond together, and that's the other thing too. I'm jumping ahead of myself, I'm sorry. So what makes it work for us is, again, a willingness to be used of God. The second thing, I said strong leaders with different talents, which I kind of described their talents to you. And then the third thing is a MacGyver man. And what I meant by that was Mike Scott is our MacGyver man. One Sunday, I told that bench that we used last night in our skit that the puppet sat on, he made that. And I literally said to him, I want something about this big, about this high, for these puppets to sit on. It's a park bench. I have it in my mind, and I just kind of told him, and he came back on Wednesday with that park bench. I was like, yeah. So, and then he did all the lighting and stuff. So he's a godsend, because last night I was running around like a chicken with my head chopped off, and I'm going, Steve, where do you want us to set up? And he's like, Mike's already got it set up. He already had it done in there, and I'm like, thank you. So you need somebody like that, and I think that comes from his military training, is that he's able to be organized and helps out a lot. So the unity is very important. When you get along, the kids see that. They understand, oh, maybe we could get along too if they can get along. So, and lots of patience. And this was a big one for me, the strong Christian example. Pastor and Kathy asked me to head it up. And then they pretty much gave me the liberty to ask whoever I wanted to help me. And, but I did have to run it past them. And so I went in and I said, this is who I think could help me. And it's because they have a strong example. I didn't want somebody that was wishy-washy in their faith. They are very strong in their faith, and I wanted the kids to be able to say, if I have a problem, I can go to them, if they didn't feel comfortable going to their parents or whatever. And then I know that they would give them the Bible. They wouldn't, well, this is what I think. I think they should do this. So I wanted somebody that was a very strong Christian influence or example for them. And then create opportunities for you to bond as leaders. I had a big Thanksgiving dinner for my leaders and had them all over the house. I have a table from the 1800s that stretches literally from here to about the end of that thing. And we all sat around the table and just, hung out together. Pizza parties just with the leaders. Just get together and bond as leaders. Because like I said, whenever you are a bond with your leaders, the kids see that. So, okay. So any questions on that before I move on? Am I going too fast? Okay. All right. I call this next section the nuts and bolts. We started out with creating a mission statement. I don't know, Steve was laughing about trying to make a mission statement for Kid College or something. He said, I struggled with that. And we did too. And what we really did is we sat down and we made a list of things that we wanted to accomplish with this ministry. And then we developed our mission statement around those lists of things that we wanted to do with the kids. So our mission for the One Ministry is to provide an outlet for the 5th grade and middle school students to express their creativity through drama, music, arts, and puppets. Through this ministry, we hope to aid them in finding their spiritual gifts while developing them into the next generation of leaders in the church and teaching them the importance of working together as one. And then our verse is Ephesians 4:4-6, which is on the back of my shirt, which is on the next page of our shirts, if you wanted to read. Well, you can't read it. Never mind. It's on the back of my shirt. Okay. So who is this type of ministry for? It's not on there. It got lost. So that's supposed to say, who is this type of ministry for? Question mark. Why does that say 3rd grade? That's supposed to say 5th grade. I guess that was my typo. I'm sorry. We included the 5th grade. Definitely not 3rd grade. I think that's too young. Actually, I think 5th grade is kind of too young for this. But we had no other ministry for that age group, so we threw the 5th grade in with it. I really think this is a ministry for 6th to 8th grade. That's just my opinion. In what we do. We do the sticks and the black light, and we'll do puppets and stuff like that. I really think 6th through 8th is the best age group for this type of ministry. So, and it's also for the core kids of your church. And that's like your deacons' kids, your, pastor's kids. It's really for that, because you're reaching out to those community, and that's what I hope that our group becomes, is an evangelistic team, like the E-Team, where we can go and perform for Bible schools and different things. So we really wanted our kids to get involved in ministry now, rather than wait until they're 20 and then not know what to do, or not know what their talents are. Hopefully they'll be able to discover what their talents are through this ministry. And like I told the kids, you might not like doing puppets, and that's okay. I'm not going to force you to do anything you don't want to do. And some of them, they all seem to really love sticks. I said, you might not like doing sticks, but that's okay. Don't worry about it. We'll find a place for you. We haven't had that problem yet. We told them, if you don't really find a place in any of the other ministries, we can use you maybe to teach you how to do the sound or the lighting. And that's kind of what we wanted them to learn to do, is just be involved. And I liked what somebody said yesterday. They have their kids clean up the sanctuary after service, which I think I'm going to start having our kids do that as well. You know, after, just get involved any way possible. So that is our goal with this ministry. How much will it cost and what will you need? Now, we didn't start off with all of this stuff. We started off in June of last year, and all we had was our shirts and our sticks. That's all we started off with. Oh, and DVDs, which I did bring one of those with me. We used Salt and Light Ministries, and you can get online and order these if you want. I have 2 of them if you guys want to pass them around and look at them. They're just different. This one is sticks and dowel and fabric, where it's more like a drama to music is what it is. So that's who we use for our stick routines, and they teach you everything you need to know on those DVDs. I didn't have to learn anything. I just watched the DVD, so it was easy. The other things you might need is music, puppets. We just bought those. We have the puppets that we used. They have out here today. I saw them on the table at the end. We bought those from Steve. So I don't even know where he got those. And then gloves and black sweatshirts. And we haven't even got our own puppet stage yet. We've been using other people's puppet stage. So, but that's on the agenda for this year to get. Now there's other things that you can obviously buy. Like I'm really super interested in buying that light bulb that they used last night. That was cool. I love that. And all the kids were like, we want that. Like, we're gonna work to try and get to that point. So that's what's cool about this, is you get lots of good ideas. Yeah, and the kids get excited. So yeah, it was really cool to watch that. So all right. These are our shirts that we bought, and we purchased them through Black Umbrella Design and Primal Screen Printing. Now, Black Umbrella is in Chicago, and I never even met anybody that worked there. It was strictly email, back and forth, and I think he called me once or twice. The guy's name was Mike Worrell, W-O-R-E-L-L, I think was who I talked to. Super easy to work with. Very nice guy. Literally, to make our design, I told him the orbit gun? This is the design off the front of the orbit pack of gum. Those O's. I saw the orbit gum and I was like, I like that. And that would look cool with our one logo. So I called it, or emailed him. I said, can you do anything that looks like that? He goes, sure, let me pull that up online. And he pulled it up online. He goes, oh, I see what you're talking about. Okay, I can do that. So he's super easy to work with. And then as far as the back of our shirt, I literally just sketched it out on a piece of paper, and then I took a picture of it with my digital camera and emailed it to him. And then he emailed me back what he thought would look good. And this is the email that I got from him, what's on this paper right here. And actually I tweaked it a little bit. I said, no, I don't really like that color, you know, or whatever. And so it was really easy to work with him. So if you have any, what about cost? It was $85 to get the design. If I can talk. So this design is now ours. He sent a JPEG picture of it, and it's ours. We can use it for all of our paper. This is from what he emailed me. So basically, you're paying $85 just for the design, and that was front and back. And if you go look, this is a lot involved on the back. If you don't get all this, maybe just this was like $60 for this. So It just depends on how involved you get, how many colors you use. There's actually like 5 colors on this here. It only looks like 2 shades of brown, but there's actually like 5 shades of brown. So it just depends on how many colors you use, how intricate your design is, as to how expensive. So it's $85 just for the design, but then it's yours. You can use it for whatever you want. All your flyers, your, you know, he's going to have it up there when we perform on the screen. So, and then our shirts, we went to Primal Screen, which is in Kent, Ohio, which isn't too far from, it's about a half hour from us. So I just drove up and picked them up rather than having them shipped. So I don't know what the shipping cost would be, but for us it was $355 for, and what they do, 35, I think we got 35, no, 25. Yeah, we only got 25 because we ran out. Yeah, 25. So it was a little pricey. I know that it was, but I wanted my kids to feel important or special. I wanted them to be able to walk into a room and go, oh, cool, you're on the one team. You know, I wanted them to feel different or special. So to me, I thought the cost of the shirt was okay, you know.
Did the church pay for it?
Yeah, the church, well, the kids paid $15 each for the shirts, to go towards the shirts, which was a lot of the cost, but the church still paid, I think it was like $75 or $100 on top of that or something. I can't remember how it worked out exactly, the numbers. But again, Primal Screening was very easy to work with. Black Umbrella just emailed this to them, and then they printed them for me. Oh, we picked out the shirts that we liked. Ours was a little more expensive because of the banding here. If we would have just got plain shirts, it wouldn't have been as expensive. So we liked the more tailored look of this shirt rather than just a t-shirt. So, okay. So, the last thing that I'm going to say, and then I'm going to let you ask me any kind of question you want to, is expect chaos. I love this picture. This is my favorite picture of us. And just have fun with it. I mean, the kids are so open to it. I really was shocked at the reception of our kids. I have 10 boys and 6 girls, which I thought it would be reversed. I thought I would have, 15 boys or girls and 1 boy, So, and the boys are so super excited about different things. We have one little stinker that kind of gives us some trouble, but that's okay, but he's there and he's learning, and I hope that through this he'll get involved. But he's there just to be with his buddies, but that's okay with me. But we do have fun. We have a lot of chaos, but that's okay. I was gray before I started, so I don't mind a few more gray hairs. So, at times, this age group has a lot of pressures and chaos in their own personal lives. We need to create an environment for them that they feel safe and confident. These are the leaders of our church for tomorrow. So I challenge you, what are you doing for the future of your church? 2 of these kids are mine. And I want them to be involved in service. And I want them to know that they can go to church and find solace in others and unity in others. So I am so excited about this ministry. And I'm so honored that Pastor and Kathy allowed me to do this. I really. My husband's a state trooper. I'm going to share this with you guys. They're training because they're afraid that there's going to be an attack on middle schools. And it's scary to think what our kids might face. And I just want my kids to be prepared. Spiritually prepared. I pray that it never comes to something like that, but I can see how God worked in my life and just laid out a path to start this ministry. And whenever I was first asked to do it, I thought, I can't deal with that teenage boys. No way. But God is faithful. If He opens a door and you walk through it, He's going to provide. And that's what I'm so excited about, is to be able to help these kids and develop them. I don't think that I'm like, perfect or anything by any stretch of the imagination. I know that these kids need others as well as this team. And hopefully they'll be that to the younger generation. So, yes, God. Is there anything else? Anything, questions that you would want to ask that maybe I didn't cover?
Does the team perform like the kids' church each week, or?
Oh, and I didn't cover that. I forgot that part. No, we have not performed for the kids' church yet. We are still a new ministry. Like I said, we just started in June. So we've only been doing this about not even a year. So we've only had about 3 performances. So, but we do want to perform for the Awana kids, which our Awana commander has already asked me to perform for them. He wants us to do that black light that we did last night. We only practice on Sunday evenings, which I think works well for us, because Sunday evenings you really don't have a lot of other kids. You have your 4 kids on Sunday evenings. And we just practice for an hour. What we do is we start out with prayer requests, announcements. We sit down in a circle and we start off with announcements, and then we do prayer requests. And it was really hard to get some of the kids. Some of the kids, are really open. They're like, I have one girl that gives like 6 prayer requests every Sunday night. And then there's some boys or girls that don't want to give any prayer requests. So what we started doing was they write down their prayer requests on a piece of paper and put it in a basket. And then we draw prayer requests out, and then we go around the circle and pray for that one prayer request. And then they're supposed to take that prayer request with them and pray for them through the week. So, and then after we have prayer and devotions, we practice for like 40 minutes. So we really don't have a lot of practice time. I would not suggest, because of our practice schedule, anything less than 2 months worth of practice before performing, which Pastor wants us to perform every Sunday. I'm like, but we got to build up our repertoire before we can perform every Sunday. That way we can just polish and be done. But learning a new stick thing takes about 2 months for us, because that's only 45 minutes 8 times, and that's a lot to learn in 2 months' time. So we've only performed twice for the church and once here. So we haven't had an opportunity yet to do. But I do want to start like doing community, because our in Louisville we have like Constitution Day, and we have these festivals at the park, and so I want to do something in the park one time.
So you're saying during your evening church service, during the service, you guys are downstairs or somewhere practicing?
Yeah, and that's our problem too. We have no room to practice.
Right.
If we practice in the fellowship hall, the ceiling's too low, and the kids are constantly whacking their sticks on the ceiling. So, and if we go to the super church room, which is where our kindergarten through 5th grade go during the morning service, the room's not wide enough. So we're constantly struggling with where to practice, because we just don't have room yet. We have property to build a new church, but we haven't built it yet. So Yeah. So yeah, we only, from 6 to 7.
Okay.
And like one time, we only had like 5 weeks to put something together. I asked the kids to come at 5 on Sunday evenings, and our church service starts at 6. So we would practice from 5 to 6, and then have our break like we normally do, have devotions and prayer and stuff, and then practice for another 45 minutes after that, or 40 minutes.
Okay.
So that worked in a pinch. But I don't know how Jim Weir had, did I say his name right? I don't know how he gets kids to come from 9 to noon. I wanted to talk to him about that. That's awesome. Every Saturday. That's awesome.
That's what my biggest question is. I mean, we use Sunday night for our kids' choir practice. And we're doing the children's musical in the spring, and that's, like you say, most of your core kids are there, plus your parents are already there, so it's a convenient time to get them there. But the Saturday thing is still a concern to me
Yeah.
because of family activities and there's a lot of sports going on.
Yeah, my
right
kids
now,
are in
and that sort
sports.
of thing.
Yeah.
So, like I said, there's time for the family to take a trip, go out to a picnic or or something like that.
Yeah.
And you gotta have your dedication and
But
your,
Jim Weir's church runs, they have like 1,000 children in their
Right.
children's ministry.
Oh.
So he's only 55 kids, so.
That's the
I guess, yeah, if you look at the
But what
ratio.
I
yeah.
think is, he's got the ones who can come and make a commitment.
Right.
So that's.
And he's able to,
And you have enough to drop
Pick.
them, you can do that.
yeah. So, it is hard. Even and that's the other thing. See, I'm thinking of stuff as we're talking.
Write it down.
Yeah, I know. My printer wouldn't work. Oh. I tell you, there's an X on my back. Anyway, before I forget, and I forgot. What was I gonna say? Oh, we have a rule that if they miss more than 2 practices, they don't perform. And that caught my son even. He couldn't perform. And you have to, because like we told the kids, we can't teach this 10 this Sunday and then go back and reteach you the other 15 what we taught them last Sunday, so you have to be here. And that, I think that is teaching kids accountability for church when they get to be adults. And that's my biggest hope, is that they become accountable to their ministry as adults. And so we tell them, if you miss more than 2, then you don't perform. And we were doing the devotions too, which we kind of slacked because we started a new ministry. Shortly after our one team started, they started an Oasis, which is a junior high group for 6th through 8th. And they were given devotions. This one little girl, she says, "Do I have to do," we call ours time with God. She goes, "Do I have to do my time with God?" Her dad was giving her devotions. She was getting devotions from the Oasis group. She goes to a Christian school, so she was getting a Christian devotion from school, and then she was getting ours. She goes, "I've got 4 to do." Like, you're good. You can just do Oasis. So, yeah.
How to get the name?
I'm sorry?
How to get the name?
One, yeah. My thought was, and he made a joke about us thinking of that one team. That wasn't my thought process at all. My thought process was, we're one ministry. We've got 6 drama, black light, all in one ministry. And then our verses, one God, one Lord, one faith, one, and our goal is to bring glory. So, that was what I was going with. It was
It works though.
one ministry wrapped up in one, or many ministries wrapped up in one. Yeah, it worked though. That one team. Yeah. So, it was just a thought. I don't know how I came up with it. I don't know. As far as doing black light, I struggled with that one. That one was tough for me. I'd never even heard of black light handbinding. So all I did was Google it. I got online and Googled it. And I just happened to come across a performance where somebody took a picture, and I saw how they were lined up. Did you see it?
I was so excited to be on your last time.
Yeah. And so that's how I came up with our lineup. I didn't even know how to line the kids up to even do it. So, it was all a lot.
Later, you like it.
Yeah, no. Didn't take me long to think about that one.
So you don't want to worry about it. It's okay.
Okay, I'll pray about it. But I still gonna say no. Anything else?
Set the scripture in the middle part of the church.
Ephesians 4, yeah.
Okay, so you have 45 minutes to practice, and you have sticks, you have hand line, you have, so
Yeah.
do you practice all of those things?
No. Well, to get ready for this, what we did was we practiced like 4 weeks with just the sticks and got that down, which we had performed the sticks once before, so that was easy. And we performed this one once before, so we really were just polishing them. And we added some new kids. When we first started, we only had 10, and now we have 17. One couldn't be here with us today, so we have 16 here today, and the other one is in swim competition, so he couldn't be with us. But so we had to incorporate those. Oh wait, we did perform for Christmas, so we've done 4. Sorry about that. I just had to think, oh yeah. So we had to incorporate the new kids into our black light. So it took a little while. So once we got the routines down, we switched it up, our schedule up a little bit. We practiced with the black light first for 20 minutes. Then we had a break, did our devotions and prayer time, and then practiced again our sticks at that second. So, but it is really hard to do more than one at a time. Like I said, once maybe we get our repertoire build up. Yeah, that's the word. Maybe we can do more. But our next thing is I want to do a kids choir. Little puppets. I was going to read that to you.
Was it ball state?
I'm sorry.
You said this was ball state?
This is an ours, yeah. No. Which I want to have our MacGyver.
They don't have one yet.
Really nice that is, Brother Stephen, I don't know how much it costs, but he used to go into the schools back in Somerset, and they took the one up and said, they were made out of the PVC pipe, some concrete and buckets. But what he has now is good, easy to set up and line plate.
Really, with the PVC pipe?
There's something that's like the black aluminum tubing. I don't know how much that costs.
What's that again?
But,
Oh, okay.
yeah, that's what you got set up.
He's like, I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, PVC works, but we have one too, and it's not the funnest thing. So,
Is it
No.
too flimsy?
I mean, it's pretty rigid if you use like an inch and a half, but you gotta connect all the parts, and you know, our front one is like double that way, so it has the stability and still be light without the cement buckets.
Yeah.
But then it's bulky, and then it takes some time to set up. So.
Yeah, rather than reinvent the wheel. Oh, well, you can look it up on your own. Ephesians. Or something else. Oh. Well, we edited it.
Or just,
Yeah. So. Wow, it's 20 after already. Can't believe I made it that long. Sure, yeah. My email is Shephard, Sheph, well, it's my last name, 1739 @att.net. You have Thanks. I hope, and keep me updated if you start anything. I'd like to know.
That's true.
Oh, okay.